Some of you may remember SimCity. It was a city building game that was created in the late 1980s. It was one of my favorite games growing up, and one thing that could happen in the game was a natural disaster called a nuclear reaction. It was the most devastating disaster in the game because it would put these nuclear reaction signs on your land and you could not use it. You could bulldoze the houses and things like that, but you could never use the land again. Around that same time, a few years prior to the video game's release, on April 26, 1986, the number 4 reactor of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in what is now Ukraine exploded, resulting in what would be $84.5 billion today in US dollars. It is the worst nuclear disaster and the most expensive disaster in history, with an estimated cost of $700 billion. The long-term effects of the disaster were devastating. The explosion itself killed 2 people, but of the 237 workers that were hospitalized, 134 showed symptoms of acute radiation syndrome. 28 of them died within 3 months, and over the next decade, 14 more workers would die of acute radiation syndrome. As of 2005, 6,000 cases of childhood thyroid cancer occurred within the affected populations, and it is predicted as of 2006 that over 9,000 cancer-related fatalities occurred within Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia. To add insult to injury, if you look up how long Chernobyl will be reactive, it says cesium-137 and strontium-90 have a half-lives of about 30 years, meaning they will remain hazardous for several decades. Plutonium-239 has a half-life of about 24,000 years. It's 2025, which means Chernobyl will be radioactive for 23,961 more years. So imagine my confusion when I went to check the weather the other day and I see glaringly NASA explores putting nuclear reactor on the moon.
If you build it, he will come. Worked for Iowa in the movie Field of Dreams. It might also work for the moon.
First of all, who is he? They said that this motto, this quote, comes from Field of Dreams, but now we're talking about a nuclear reactor on the moon. So who and what is he that if you build it, he will come?